Queensland's Treasurer says overseas migration should be halved to help the state manage growing demand for homes. The opposition leader accuses the government of failing to plan for population growth. Let's bring in state political reporter Kate McKenna. Kate, what do the latest population figures show?
In the 12 months to September, Queensland's population hit almost 5.5 million, Jess, with the third fastest growth rate in the country, behind Victoria and Western Australia. Now, like most other states, the largest driver was net overseas migration, meaning more international migrants were arriving than leaving. In fact, over the year, we added about 88,000 people from overseas to the state's population.
This is a once-in-a-lifetime spike in migration, exclusively driven by international students, because we didn't take them into the country for 3 years during the pandemic and now they played catch-up.
But the government argues the increase in overseas migration is heaping pressure on all kinds of things like housing and hospitals.
People want to come and live in Queensland, and why wouldn't you? For lifestyle, our strong economy, strong jobs growth. But ultimately, we've seen a very large number of people come to Queensland, which is why we are calling on the federal government to moderate migration.
The Treasurer insists the state does need skilled migrants and welcomes family reunions. But he says it's time for the federal government to get on with its plan to tackle overseas migration.
Well, we've talked about a 50% reduction in net overseas migration, which is what the federal government has already announced.
The opposition leader wouldn't directly say if he supports that call.
What we're seeing today is a government that'll just do and say anything in the shadows of an election after being cheerleaders for migration for a decade and just not planning for it.
It is just talk, and very, very convenient talk that is targeting a group that will not impact the election outcome in any way or form.